Paul Dumbrell, Rick Kelly, good mates and radio show co-hosts. Tell us, why did you get into the radio show?
It was actually, I sort of rang Rico one day and said, mate, I've got an idea, and I met Craig Hutchison from Croc Media, and we just flagged, it isn't really a lifestyle show on V8s, and certainly in the regional based area. So I rang up my good mate Rico and said, mate, I've got a deal for you, and we should go and have a look at this. So a few chats, and we recorded our first show, and then we recouped our famous or infamous speedcafe.com co-host as well for our news segment every week, and the rest is history. We laugh about it. We thought after 5 shows we were going to get sacked, and we've lasted 12 months. We're into our second year, so we're now on to, I think they said today, 206 radio stations around Australia and also New Zealand now as well. So we're obviously doing something right, or we know who to lie to.
Were you surprised, Rick, that it would go beyond 12 months or 2 programs, or are you surprised at the growth at it?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think we should apologise to everyone that's listened to the radio show for the content that we put in there. But I guess, being a race car driver, it's very different to host a radio show. So the first couple of shows were a little bit daunting for PD and I, and it took a little bit to get used to it. But it's quite good. I mean, being behind the scenes in Supercars as a team owner or representative, and PD obviously on the commercial side as well, there's so much that goes on that people don't really get to see and hear behind V8 Supercars, and that's what's exciting for us, to actually bring that to people around Australia and New Zealand, and I guess chat about what happens on the track as well.
And it's actually quite funny. We've always said, do we actually have much fan interest? And Rico, you had a great story of driving home from Bathurst, didn't you? Tell us the story when you're driving home in Winnebago.
Yeah, thanks, PD.
No, it's mate.
So, yeah, so I guess you do the radio show, it goes to air, and you don't hear too much more about it. I guess people don't really communicate and comment on what happens on the radio. They listen to it, absorb it, and move on. So you sort of wonder if people are listening and so on. I was driving back from Bathurst in the motorhome, and a car passed me, and then they slowed down and I passed them, and you're sort of going, oh, come on, are you going to pass me or not? And I worked out what they're doing afterwards. They actually drove past for a 3rd time and held a sign out the window of their car that said, "G'day Rick, we love you and PD on V8 Nation." So there you go. It was a very pleasant surprise for us, and from there, the fan or listener interaction, I should say, has snowballed. We've got people bringing us muffins with V8 Nation written on them, and it's a real pleasant surprise. And they've also given us a lot of feedback on the show, and we've been able to really tailor it to what they're after and what they want to listen to in some cases.
The Croc Media guys have brought you down here to do this karting day, to get a little bit more personal with some of the sponsors, some of the people who are involved. Tell us how it's going.
Well, some of the sponsors on the track are a lot more aggressive than what they are when you talk to them.
If they sign checks like they drive on track, we'll be laughing.
So it's a lot of fun. It's actually one of them things where it was something that was booked in as a bit of a relaunch of the show, and you come down here to talk to the sponsors, and it's not until you jump on the track that you realise how much fun go-karts really is. And I think we've quite enjoyed it today. And to be honest with you, I got smoked out there. The one and only Grant Rowley drove away from me. I'll let you go, and you drove away.
We've got a race winner in my heat. We've got another race winner in your heat, Rowley, and Rico's midfield, I think, for the final.
I struggled to get onto the podium, I think.
I'm available for the endurance races. The radio show obviously going well. What's next for it?
Hey, we would love to actually do a few live shows from a few races or post races. We talked about doing Bathurst last year, and we'll see how the show's going come Bathurst time, and whether or not we can do a live segment from Bathurst on the Sunday night, hopefully with the winners, which hopefully will be me. Rico, hopefully you're on the podium as well. We can do a live show.
That's a comment coming from a co-driver who's got plenty of time to do live radio shows now.